standard weekend. You know, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Nothing good.
Nothing to note.
Nothing. No good vibes. Nada.
Just kind of the standard run of the muck. You know, go out to dinner, get some drinks, see some friends, yada yada. Listen to a little music. Sunday rolls around and you're at it again. Just kidding. I'm engaged.
Good
you
job.
guys know this.
Congratulations, you piece of shit. About goddamn time. We were worried.
Took a while.
Just when this world thinks I'm not going to do something, I got a curveball up this sleeve, buddy.
That's right. Didn't you have an ultimatum though? Is this something we can discuss? Was there an ultimatum involved, or was that a little bit of a hyperbole on parts of some parties?
No, not a ultimatum, but it was. She did disclose to me that. So her birthday was Monday, and she said if nothing had happened, maybe like kind of around this time, like 3 or 4 days after her birthday, that she was going to basically say, is this ever going to happen? And then if my question was anything less than yes, meaning like, yeah, you know, or between that and no, she said she was going to basically had to have some self-reflection about whether or not she could. She was like, I wasn't going to leave you, but I had to have a come to Jesus moment with my life, realizing that may never happen. And what am I going to do about it? How do I think about it? How I feel about it?
Well, way to drag it out to the very last fucking minute. Yeah, buzzer beatered that motherfucker.
That sounds pretty ultimatum-y to me.
Ask me. Running the clock out.
Not going to leave you, but I'm going to do some serious self-reflection about where my life will stand with you, sans the date of May the 6th, 2024. So, here we go. May 3rd? Yeah, good job. Yeah. May 3rd. You got it in. Good job. Tucked her in there.
It's pretty much like I took a shot while the shot clock sounded, and I got 4 offensive rebounds, and then dialed that down to the shot clock ended, and then made the last shot.
And life for you is not going to change in any capacity at all whatsoever if you really break it down. This has been your world. Okay, well, you guys have been together like 7 years, so the last, 4 have probably been exactly what life's just going to be like moving forward. There's going to be no functional change.
Yeah. Alan said that, I think, off the air. I think we closed out a podcast and we were just kind of bullshitting for a few minutes, and that stuck with me. It's like, nothing changes. Yeah, a last name. You might have to check. You might have to double back for the first year and check married when it's your status or whatever. It might be a few slips ups. Other than that, no.
Yeah, your taxes. They'll be easier. They'll be easier because you're just just easier. That's it. I mean, you're just filing jointly, doing this one time, getting it all out of the way for all parties concerned. You're already shopping for a house together. I mean, what's going to be different? Nothing. The only thing that I'm grateful for is I'm going to be 45 at the end of June, and I've still got, the old Toby Keith song, R.I.P. Toby. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And it's been a while since there's been a wedding and this little cluster of friends of ours, and a wedding that we're all looking forward to, where all parties involved are actually smiled upon by all other parties that will hopefully be invited to this fucking shindig that's going to go down. And I got a little bit of sugar and octane left in this tank. And I plan on getting fruity out there. Don't you worry about it. Last few weddings I've been to, I've been involved in some capacity. There's no involvement here. There's, hey, buddy, I wore this uncomfortable clothing to witness immortality. Now let's fucking crank up some fucking Cotton Eye Joe and get jiggy with it.
I might have to make a anti-playlist. Like anything that gets brought up to the DJ, he just looks at like Cotton Eye Joe. Yeah, that's not getting played, buddy. Fuck you. Yeah,
you should definitely do that.
You should make a list. No, what we should do is we should get the list of all the songs that should not be played, and then as an encore, before shit wraps up, it's just a list of all those fucking songs. Macarena, Cotton Eye Joe, fucking Chicken
YMCA.
Dance.
Mama Number 5.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline, all of them, just back to back. The greatest worst hits, all together.
Listen, I edit the audio for this podcast when we're done. I could make a power hour ish type thing where it's 15 to 20 seconds of the good stuff.
Something to leave us sweaty.
Sweaty, glistening. Living
La Vida Loca.
Inside out. Yeah, God. I don't even remember the fucking words of that song.
Upside, inside out. Living La Vida Loca.
La Vida Loca.
Mambo
She'll
number 5.
She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live the crazy life and drive you to go insane like a bullet to the brain. Come on. Upside, inside out.
Yeah, he knows a lot of the words. Crazy.
I wonder.
I mean, I do too, but yeah.
You said you worked at a pizza shop. I thought he was going to say I worked at a radio station. No,
Right?
pizza shop is where he learned Ricky Martin.
Weird.
Ricky Martin would come on every night when it was super popular, because I know when the hit songs always get played at like about 10 minutes after the hour. And so 11 o'clock was when we started breaking everything down. So I'd be mopping by 10 minutes after 11, and that's when fucking Livin' La Vida Loca, the Macarena, Mambo number 5 would all come on the fucking pop hit station that would be playing in the background.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there like another kind of jivey swing dance song that came out circa 97, 98 that wasn't Mambo number 5? The Boston's have something, or
I'm sure talking about probably the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Or fucking some.
Yeah.
There was a whole Zoot Suit.
Zoot
Zoot Suit Riot.
Yeah.
Well, back in my old beer.
That was the song. That's right, Cherry Poppin' Daddies. But there was a whole little like the Brian Setzer Orchestra had a moment. There was like 2 weeks where like swing almost made it back.
Yeah. Oh, it made it back. Dude, Brian Setzer made a fucking like career off a song.
Well, Brian Setzer is actually a very talented musician.
Sure, absolutely he is. Listen, bottom line is, even music that you hate is performed by the best musicians you've ever heard.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that someone. I'm trying to remember what movie it was. A established, past his prime author was schooling. It wasn't the basketball-esque movie, whatever they say, Fighting Forrester. It wasn't that one, but he's schooling some young lad to get his literary roots going, and he said something about like writing a shitty book. He's like, yeah, who cares? Who cares if you write a shitty book? If that gets published, you're better than most, and you're getting laid.
Dude, I literally just watched a late 90s interview with Billy Joel, and they're asking him like why he's, where he rates himself in music history, and he's like, I'm competent. And he's like, really? You've got this many? And they start listing his hits. He's like, look, I'm a competent musician. I'm a competent lyricist. I'm a competent singer. I'm a competent, publisher. I'm competent. He's like, here's the thing though, when competency is in short supply, you look like a fucking genius. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's a great, humble way of looking at your fucking stellar career.
Okay. I'm glad that he's humble, but songwriting at that level, that's not competent. That's really good. Composing music like that.
Sure. But, I mean, if you break it down, I mean, even he's talked about it, like, if you were to ask him to compose something on the level of, the greats, like Mozart or something like that, compose music in that arrangement, he couldn't do it. He's like, I'm not that talented. He's like, but I can take higher than average other skills and blend them all together, and it just looks really good.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. It's fucking great. Billy Joel just came out with a brand new song after like 30 some years, and I'm not saying it's the greatest song that's ever been written, but it's like a top 20 Billy Joel song. Like Leave the Lights On or something like that. It's a good fucking song.
Yeah. What's the more formal music awards? Was it the
Grammys?
Grammys, yeah. He performed, I believe he performed when it came out. River of Dreams, remember that? It's like 94, 95. It was just going off, and it was, I think about it, I'm probably 11, 12, maybe 13. I think it's the first time in my life I saw my mom aroused. Just like, wow. Look at that man. Look at him go. Look at him sweat. And
look at
plug
that
away at those chords.
Look at that Italian thumb up there, fucking doing the most amazing thing I've ever witnessed.
In the river of the night, I go walking in my sleeve.
From the mountains of faith to the river so deep.
What's positions of maybe that's going to go on the. Maybe that's on the list.
Come on, that should be played at all weddings. I'm excited, man. I'm fucking excited for you. I'm excited for Sarah. Now, I am going to tell you now, I am going to send Sarah a congratulations message. I wanted to run that by you first. I don't know, it just seems weird. Like, hey, I'm gonna text another man's wife privately. You know, so I'm just letting you know, I'm going to send her something very mushy and sweet at some point here.
Send away. She'll be happy. We've gotten in kind of the human spirit of it all. We've gotten messages, not just from like close friends. Like Ryan's daughter messaged us and was like, I'm really happy for you all. A 19-year-old, a freshman in college, was like, wow, like that made my day. And I was like, damn, it was just things like that kind of, from family members I haven't spoken to in a while, or I barely see, friends of friends, et cetera, et cetera. It's uplifting.
Ryan's daughter was just like, oh shit, I forgot to send that guy a thank you card for all these fucking drawers I got in my dorm room.
I have that now. She did. I have it on my my refrigerator. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, I may have told you guys this before. I don't remember if it was Zoot Suit Riot or what's the other Mambo number 5. Mm-hmm. At every dance when I was in a chunk of high school, there was a couple who took, I think, they're like, oh, they take swing dance classes. And I think they took like 2 or 3. They took 2 or 3. One of those songs is about 5 to 6 minutes long. And you had to sit there and watch these two perform the same 3 moves over and over and over again, and one of which involved like a little bit of a pickup and a twirl, and everyone would go whoa, and like the 12th time it's like whoa. I'm like, fuck, can we get back to Montel Jordan so I can grind my crotch on my date's butt? God.
That's right. It's 2000.
This is how we do it at Friday night.
Oh boy, I learned biological things about my body after a middle school dance one time. I was like, oh, that's what starts to happen. that's not pee.
Jesus. Oh Lord. Middle class holes, everybody.
Yeah, middle class holes.
I think that's the fucking perfect timing. I'll take it this time.
Waiting for an earthquake to come through.
Alan, Wes, Foxman, Murr, I don't do this.
I think only the first time I've ever made Alan slightly uncomfortable.
It's like,
I thought
that's how you found out?
Pulling a muscle or something. Then it took, like, I had to like stagger the joke, like, wait, I'm
just saying, I never warmed the engine up, you know what I mean? So it was like, okay, here we go.
This is actually our brother Dewey Love is telling a good story about. He wasn't specifically talking about. I'm trying to be diligent about my words here. Performance anxiety. And you know what I'm talking about.
You have to circle back here. You were talking about Brother Dewey Love about performance anxiety and like just in general.
He was in general, and he was saying about like why is it that when I was in Spanish class as a freshman in high school, I used to get raging hard-ons for no fucking reason, and here I am with a woman. Just, ooh, ¿qué pasa? Ooh.
Probably something to do with the level of whiskey consumption. Is what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna put some money on that.
See, I don't factor that in because I feel like that's baseline. You know, like how we've had so much whiskey in our bodies for how long now? I mean, I just feel like that's like, I don't know. Scientifically, I just don't feel like that's a factor. It's all in your brain. Your brain's stupid.
Yeah, that's probably it. Actually.
Yeah. You need to find some old wives' tale that just some sort of fake. The one buddy of ours told us, he said you rip you rip the base of the condom off, so you got the basically the rubber band hoop. You you basically lasso that around your dick and balls and push on your taint, and it pushes blood in there without blood leaving.
It's just basically a cock ring.
You're making an on the fly cock ring.
Yeah, it's just an on the call cock ring. Yeah, yeah.
for those
I mean,
times.
which, fair enough. It's an ingenuity. I think that's good.
Middle class souls, everyone.
Resourcefulness.
Holy shit. I've only had performance anxiety one time, and I was really in my head about it, like, oh my god, this has begun. This is my life now. I gotta order a pill. And then I realized, like, nah, it was this other human I was with, wasn't getting me all juiced up the way normally this thing happens. So yeah. So no, it's not a problem for me. And I have never heard that cock ring hack before. Like I got to give that person all the credit in the world. Like in the moment, like here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna MacGyver this fucking boner right now.
It's MacGyver this anti-boner. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. And you know what? It was Yanko. Rest in peace, man. Your spirit lives, brother.
Now that was whiskey. That was whiskey in the system there. That's what that was.
Yeah, see, like 6-7 Sierra Nevadas and a couple
Also, the
picklebacks.
type of guy who I would assume to be, have the kind of ingenuity to be like, oh, well, on the fly cock ring. Let's go. Get this done. You know what I mean?
What are you doing? It's basic biology, okay? You see, I'm piping it around here.
Absolutely
It's kind of, it's only one way in. It won't go out with
It
this.
won't go out. Yeah.
If you want to help, you can. Just push right here.
Now drop the needle on that Dolly Parton album and let's go.
Nailed it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Not that one. Not that one. God. All right. We've had enough jokes. Anyway, thank you all. Appreciate the love and support. And yeah, we'll let you know where this trolley's going to go. I don't eyeball in early 2025, very early, but we'll see because Brother Dewey Love is going to officiate, so we got to kind of finagle around his schedule. This is funny. A friend of mine said, if you want, no big deal, but if you want, there's a free venue just over the state line in PA in August, and it's got to be relatively small. I didn't even ask, what's relatively small, 50, 60, 70, but I was just like, August. I can't do that, man. I'll drive myself fucking nuts. It's a free venue, though.
I mean, free's a good word. I mean,
yeah,
I know.
Plus, like, look, hey, me and Kelly were together for a while. We got engaged and married in the span of 8 months, because we knew what was going. We knew what the deal was. I'm saying, like,
Yeah, but look,
don't drag this out for like 2 years.
8 months.
Nobody got time for that shit. I'm trying not to like blow a knee out at your shit. But like tear a hammy, because I'd be getting down.
Uh-huh.
We're getting old, man. This demographic's getting old.
8 months puts us in early January. Just as I had said, but August we're talking.
Oh, that's like 60
3
days.
and a half.
90 days.
oh, you're saying this August. You're not saying next August.
No.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a little too much of a turnaround.
That is tight.
Plus, I'm taking time off of. I've already decided I'm taking time off of work for this specific wedding. Okay, because I plan on like making it. Like I said, there ain't many coming down the pike after this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah, but again, you're talking about a middle class lifestyle. Someone throws a free venue at you. Let's see, 3 months from now, it's like, hey, no pressure, just letting you know if you want it, it's there.
What kind of venue do you know?
Give me
what
a
makes
second.
it? Yeah, what makes it free in August?
So
for the reason
it's hot. Balls.
Okay.
And it's out.
It would be the first wedding at this venue, and they would want to use that as advertising.
Oh, all right.
And it's called, what is it? The Rosemont Mansion in
inside
Mercksburg, PA.
Mercksburg. That's just
MERCERSBRG.
the mansion at
Mercerburg.
Mercerburg. Oh, that looks nice.
So you're saying I should consider it? Okay.
I mean, if you want
Plot thickens.
quick turnaround. Well, I had asked that question because like I didn't know what it was. So like I somebody was like, hey, I know an amphitheater in a park.
An airplane hangar.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you just got to pay like a $20 fee and ask the county if you can use it that day, but that's fine. And like that's why I was like, That's fine, but taking into account all the other shit that goes into weddings, like, so if you're at a venue like that, you gotta get a caterer and like all that kind of shit to come to this fucking remote location. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but this looks like the type of place that might already have like a vendor list or something. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Now you two are married. I threw this by Sarah, who, again, she was like, "Damn, free, fuck," but she was like, "I don't think I can get it dressed that quick." Is that is that?
I just look. Bottom line is like you just have to decide on what you're trying to.
Exactly.
Are you doing performance art here, or are you doing like functional? Like
Yeah.
that's not what this is about. Because to me, if I'm envisioning a foxhorn wedding here, I'm thinking like let's get the pleasantries out of the fucking way so
Yeah.
the party can get started.
Rich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that's how it works.
okay, Alan. I'm gonna put a timeout on that. I'm not saying let's rage. I'm saying like
I'm saying let's rage.
Yeah,
okay,
I was
all right,
gonna
fine.
say, get out there, buddy.
Let's fucking rage. Yes. How long will it take to get out of this dress and into some fucking like Converse fucking canvas sneakers and fucking like
Yeah.
and wreck a dance floor? You know, that's. I mean, where are your priorities lying? Are you trying to impress the in-laws and the exterior family, or is this a like celebration of couples of a couple? You know, are we doing the celebration, or are we doing like the obviously Brother Dewey loves officiating. We ain't exactly worrying about what God thinks about this whole shenanigans.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I just don't think logistically it'll work.
I mean, it can be done. You just got to be decisive. Like,
Sure.
you can't. Yeah, it might. Like, I honestly think in the timeline that we had, it helped us be decisive. We were just like, yeah, good, good. But we also kind of knew each other and like knew what we were looking for. I don't think the dress will be an issue to your original question. Like,
Okay.
unless she's got some like, some fucking mind's eye like dream of some gown that she saw on like Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And like then you might be up shit's creek. But like she's a regular sized gal. Like she's not. You ain't getting much tailoring and like.
She's a tall lady though.
She's a tall lady, but like I think. But what I'm saying is like. I don't think she'll have a hard time finding a gown like off the shelf, off the rack, so to speak, that could be altered to her, to her measurements.
What are you saying? You saying about my fiance rack? What you talking about, man? Doesn't matter with you.
Trying to
Watch
get
your
that.
tone.
You have to learn some things through this wedding process, but
You know, and I'm just spitballing ideas, all ideas. I'm not saying they're good, I'm not saying they're bad, but like you could like pre-wedding be like in lieu of wedding presents, because you guys already have probably pretty much everything you need for your house.
Yeah.
Take donations for your venue, like
Yeah.
like I mean, you donate anywhere from like
We're
20 to
not a
100
young
bucks.
couple that needs
you
household
don't need a
necessities.
toaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could do, and the wording.
I
Could
can
be
buy
so-
an air fryer.
Like, hey guys, hey, if you're receiving this, you're invited. How awesome do you want this to be? We're taking donations for this. So, and almost do like, what is it? What are those? When people are inventing something and they're trying to get seed money for their project, be like, it almost be like tiers. Like this much of a donation will get us this type of fucking wedding. Open bar comes in and almost have like a slide scale of how much money's been raised.
I would probably pay the cover fee, but I'd bitch about it while I did it. I'd be like, I'm paying for my own drinks. But yeah.
Well, yeah, you do a minimum, right? Like a minimum per guest be like, I don't know, $50, right? And then you can start to do like some platinum programs here. Like, all right, look guys, if we donate this much, we can have that fucking.
Now here's where you got to get frisky with it though, because like if I could be the bar sponsor for like $500 and you put my face on a board, all right, now we're cooking. Because I'll pay that.
Send it out to local businesses. Be like, hey, listen, guys, we got this fucking rager. It's about to go down, sponsored by the middle class holes. And if you guys would like to give us all of your pulled pork,
like real estate headshots done. Fucking
Yeah.
shit, just sitting on the bar. Like,
Have some like Giannis Hill and Brandon Green or Brown with an E.
just also just fucking like 4 or 5 of them scattered around.
Oh God, Brad.
Lovely. I like it. I like it. Hey, before we get to friend or foe, my boss, this is a life hack. I like life hacks. But I think we all do. But the good ones shine out. I told the same guy who pointed out a girl taking a dump in, our VP of operations. He said, whenever you're out, for the next handful of months, if you're getting food or drinks or whatever, let them know that you're engaged and you're considering you're looking for catering. They'll give you free shit. They'll give you free food. They'll give you free booze.
And if they don't give it to you free, it'll be the best they have to offer.
Yeah, yeah. So you heard it here. I didn't know that. He said him and his now wife did it for like 6 months.
Yeah, you can
Knowing
wheel it
full well
around.
they weren't doing this shit.
You can wheel it around the getting married and just married for a little while, actually.
How does the just married to fit into free shit? Just everyone's like, oh, congratulations, here you go.
Yeah, fucking 100%. Be like, oh, we just got married. It's our wedding. Our little dinner that we're celebrating. Get a bottle of champagne.
You could position it like, yeah, we just got married. We're trying to find like the spot, like where we always, every year we have our anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Life hacks. Free shit.
Or we tell, Kelly will tell, we stay at Hyatt's. So Kelly always is like, oh, it's our anniversary. Because we usually do an anniversary trip. And there's always fucking chocolate covered strawberries in the room when you walk in and shit.
Ooh,
Champagne.
nice.
You know what I mean? You gotta, don't be scared. Let them know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't be bashful, right? Don't be shy.
Yeah, let them know. It's a big life event. You got some free shit for me? And they're like, yeah, we do.
I got some condoms in my bag, but I'm not using them. Full on. I got to make a little
I
handkerchief.
just snip off the fucking the whole fucking condom. Really, I don't need it.
Just in case. If it works out, I make a finger puppet out of it.
Portable cock rings. One-time use cock rings.
All right, Murr. Man v. Bear, friend or foe? Let's hear it.
Let's get to it. Now, this is going to be a 2-for-1 friend or foe because it's not only a actual question that I think the middle class holes are uniquely poised to answer, but it's also a social question that I think needs to be discussed. There's a viral question going about the internets right now, and I did print out the story from CNN because I didn't want Alan to give me a big bitch fit about the one that was equally the same from Fox News. So
I didn't even see it.
Well, the one from CNN, of course, is written a lot more flowery. Fox is a little more brass tacks here. But another day, another hypothetical scenario is tearing people apart on social media. However, this has cultural discourse with sharp teeth. The question, directed towards women, seems simple. Would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? While there's no unanimous answer, a good number of women on TikTok, Instagram, and X have made it clear that they prefer the bear. We'll get to the second half of the friend or foe after we answer the first half of this here. Man or bear? Late night, in the woods, camping, remote location. Would you rather encounter a random man in the woods or a random bear? Friend, man. Foe, bear. Alan, you first.
I would say bear. Foe, I guess, is what you gave me as the option. And I think for the logical reason that most women pick it. But we'll get into the discourse. I think I want to hear what y'all guys have to say answer-wise.
Okay, all right. Well, you're straight up going bear. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll circle back. Wes, what do you got? Man or bear?
Yeah, I see. Okay. I mean, you're asking me this.
Yeah.
Not me portrayed as a woman, which is what the questionnaire. What do they have
I just
thousands
think
upon thousands?
Yeah, I think the question just should first we need to answer the question. Then we need to get to the brass tacks of why women prefer bear over man. But for right now, logically speaking, you're man or bear.
I'm going to go man because me personally at my height, my stature. If the man wants to come, if he's yielding a weapon, okay, I got it. My chances are limited. But a bear, my chances are zero, unless they can climb relatively decent, right?
Yeah.
Grizzlies but I know black bears can climb better, but
Basically.
I don't know. I think I'm willing to roll the dice with the fact that the man is just a man hiking along. He's not a lunatic. He's not looking to kill you or harm you or steal your shit. And even if he is, maybe you can barter. Maybe like, yeah, I got food and money. It's yours, dude. The bear, like, I don't know. They're not going to take your nutty buddy and your $6 and change. They want that they want that ass.
They're taking that nutty buddy, though, I think.
Yeah, they'll take the
I
nutty
think you're
buddy.
wrong about that, but yeah.
They'll take the
Well
nutty buddy, but
deserved.
then they'll wonder why there's not more. They're all
Yeah.
bears want infinite nutty buddies, and if there's not infinite nutty buddies in the box, maybe there's some inside of your stomach, and they'll gladly
Yeah,
go.
true. Well, they're probably not wrong.
And I guess you could. There is that chance that they teach it. I was going to say like wilderness survival, where you get big, you yell, and you scream and do as much as you can to thwart or hold off their aggressiveness or something like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, fuck that.
Okay.
I'm not rolling the dice. Well, that's the man.
I'm gonna go back. Okay, I'm just gonna keep mine short and sweet. We'll circle back to why, but I'm going man as well. Alan, you're the only one that picked bear. Like, why are you taking the bear over the man?
And I think it's a lot of the argument that women make, and it kind of makes sense to me. It's like I've even joked about fucking the man being the most dangerous game before, like hypothetically, when I'm like, I want to hunt humans, the most dangerous game. Like, I understand the logic. Like, nature is nature, right? It has its own instincts. It's fairly predictable. Like, bears really don't typically fucking hang around humans. And they really won't fuck with you unless you fuck with them. If you get too close to them, they're cubs, they're eating, they're animals. There's some logic that kind of holds true across the board. Man's manipulative. Man might want your nutty buddies and your $6.50 and your butthole. I don't know. And he might be really pleasant until he takes the nutty buddies and the butthole. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, like, I think that's the largest logic argument that I've heard from, like, the women's side of things. I'm not a woman. Like, I get physically, like, if it was just a fucking dude, like, Murr, you walk up on me in my camp, I'm not frightened, no offense. But, like,
That's fair.
you know what I mean? Like, so I get it from that aspect of it, but I also am like, what's this fucking guy doing? You've
Sure.
got complex thought. You've got fucking, you can do things. You could smile at me and fucking be thinking about eating me. Bear, I know when bear's ready to eat me. It's pretty clear.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I like all of your arguments. I agree with most of it. I just think I disagree with like the brass tacks version of it. Of like, I think initially I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out both ways. I almost feel equally freaked out both ways. Oh, there's a guy over there. What do we do? Hey, there's a bear over there. What do we do? But see, at least with the guy, I feel like I can see where he's coming from. Like, I'll know if he's a threat or not by speaking to him, even if he's lying to me. Like, I'll realize he's lying to me, and I'll know he's a threat. Hey, I'm just lost in the woods, man. I'm looking for help, and I found you. Okay, maybe he's still lying to me, but he still doesn't seem like a threat. And then we cross the line to he is a threat. I can fight a man. Like Wes said, 0 chance I can fight the bear. 0 chance I'm winning against the bear should he become aggressive. And like you said, bears aren't always aggressive in the woods, but I don't speak bear, just like monkey don't speak dog. And so I don't know how to rationalize with the bear. Bear is always a threat, and at least psychologically. I'm not saying he is, but he's always a threat. So I'm just backed up against a tree, like peeing in my pants, like wondering how this scenario unfolds. Whereas at least with the guy, within 30 seconds, I'm going to know where I stand. I'm going to know how much of a threat level we're dealing with here. I'm going to know if I have to fight, if I don't have to fight. With the bear, I'm just like, I feel like I'm fucked. My night's over instantly. Wes, what do you think?
Well, I love the fact that we've been doing this version of the podcast now for 4 years. And I figured we'd come up with some taglines or some reoccurring themes. And one of them is monkey doesn't speak dog. That's just, I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
like,
That's facts.
God, if we've given anything to society, it's that.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, here's another thing. Like, I can fight man. I can also run from man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, I feel like unless I'm coming across some Kenyan, I might have a good chance in a foot race. Can't bears get up to like 30?
Oh, yeah.
Spurts? They can't sustain it, but I can't run 30.
They're running you down.
Ever.
Yeah, bears.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. Like from a physical standpoint, a bear is obviously far more intimidating. I think it's the psychological aspect that we're all
Yeah.
mostly discussing here, and I get it, like big bear claws, teeth. But like I said, it's the unpredictable. Like I think you could predict a fucking bear a little bit more. You see it over there, it's looking at you, you're looking at it. You're not really doing anything. It's not really doing anything. All right, we're just gonna do this. Is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna live here. I'm gonna stand here. You're gonna stand over there, and we're gonna make sure that neither of us does anything to one another.
But for
Whereas
how
the human-
long though?
Human approach. I mean, as long as it takes, motherfucker. Do you want to get bared? Like
No, but I guess the point is with
you could fucking attribute a cross country road trip to a hitchhiker, and he'll still fucking skin you alive. Like,
sure.
you
I
get
guess,
what I'm saying?
but I guess my point is, for me, fear is the extended time frame it takes for me to understand the threat. That's fear. So with a bear, my fear is extended because even as the night progresses, even if he starts to walk away, I'm like, how far is that motherfucker walking away? Is he going to wait till I'm asleep to come back? Whereas with the guy, I feel like within 30 seconds, I know where we stand. Good, bad scenario. It's either going to be a good scenario or a bad scenario.
Here's the thing, though. You may think you know where you stand.
Oh, but I'm still going to fucking be suspect of the man.
Like, the assessment of the bear is bear dangerous, bear over there less dangerous. Fucking human, harder to assess. You might be like, yeah, this guy's okay. And like I said, you guys take a cross-country road trip, you bond, you listen to fucking Cat Stevens, fucking, and then he skins you alive. You're like, I think that's like, it's the more complex thought that I'm like, like, also, I mean, we got to dive really far into this, right? It's a white guy or is it a brown guy? White guy, way more fucking sketched out by it. Look at this white, what's up? What's up, Bill? What's going on? You know, if Andres walks up through the woods with the fucking Modelo and what's up? What's up, bro?
If me and a black man are in a car, if me and a black man are in a car listening to Cat Stevens, everything's right in the world. There's no.
Well, I think you're skinning him personally, but that's just me.
Yeah. I got suspect when we got to Utah and Cat Stevens came on. He whipped out the trail mix and granola. That's when shit got like, ooh, shit got red. I always, do you remember the Predator movie with Adrian Brody?
You brought this up before, and none of us have seen it except for you, and you made a lot of like grandiose statements about Adrian Brody's character. So go ahead.
No, Topher Grace from That 70s Show is in it, and he plays he's like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, I'm just this skinny fucking nobody white guy. And throughout the whole movie, he earns their trust. He's like, I'm not militant. I'm not military. I'm not Yakuza gangster. I'm not this. I'm not that. And it turns out he's a psychopathic fucking, like, you know, sociopath botanist who poisons people. And he was like, once he poisons one of them, he talks about, you know, how this planet is fascinating. It's got all these fucking things that he's, you know, figured out. So I guess like there's that.
Just kidding.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Like I said, and I think we get like, I'm playing a little devil's advocate because as a man, we come from different perspectives on all of this shit. So I'm like,
it's true.
Fuck that dude.
That's true.
But like, I get the logic. Then the logic is fucking sound. Like, I don't think it's not. Also, like, we don't get manipulated by dudes a lot. You know what I mean? You know a lot of dude friends of yours that be fucking manipulating you, fucking, you know. Try to put it in your pooper, but tell your buddies. No. You know what I mean? Not a lot of that going on for you. A lot of that going on for the ladies.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Understood. Gotcha. Okay.
So the dynamic's different. We come from very different perspectives. But I think the logic is sound. Like, animals are animals. They behave fairly predictively. Yes, they're wild animals, and like we could make that whole like, oh, we don't know what to do. But like, they're scared of us. They think I got gun. Not Nutter Butter.
Okay. I kind of can see your point because I guess as guys, like, okay, look, Brock Lesnar, I have no chance, obviously. But, like, against your average normal human, even at 5'6", 130-some pounds, like, I still inaccurately feel like I have a chance, like, at defending myself against another man. And I guess, like, women, because being the more frail of the species, like, they have to fear a man like okay, like a 6-foot woman, I am not afraid of a 6-foot woman, even though she's 6 inches taller than me. Like I know that I got Mike Tyson power as far as she's concerned in my right hand. I got a hand of God in me, and that's something that most women don't possess. And so I guess a man is a more fearful creature, at least from your perspective. Playing a little bit of devil's advocate with my own opinion here.
I think where you were going with that too is like again, man on man, no matter like the biggest to the small, like even if you was Brock Lesnar, right? Like I'm chewing through that motherfucker's Achilles at some point in time. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting murdered. Don't get it twisted.
Yes,
I'm getting taken to Suplex City, fuck first class. All right, but I'm taking a bite out of something, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some tit for tat. I get where the logic is like bear dead, no shot, not damaging it, don't have a blade or anything, like. To me, I guess, and I'm not a woman, but like for most women, I think a grown man and a bear physically at where's my advantage? You know what I mean? Whereas me and you and us three are like, oh well, yeah, I'll fuck her up.
Fuck the Murray. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The woman for a little while,
would rather
like, you know what I mean? Like I can measure you guys up, whereas we're like we're men. We're like I'll measure you up. Fuck you. Like. We're like bear, fuck, that thing's gonna fuck me up. Women are like, that's gonna fuck me up, and that's gonna fuck me up, and I think I know what that one's gonna do, and I don't really know what that one's gonna do. I'll take the one that I know. You know what I mean? Like I could predict versus I can't predict.
Yeah, no, that's a sound point. That's a sound point. And when I was reading this too, I was like, well, what are women doing out on their own in the wilderness? And then I was also thinking like to myself, like, we should live in a world where women can go out on their own in the wilderness. They should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do and not have creeps fucking roll by me. Hey, what are you doing out here?
You know what I mean? Like what was that girl like during the pandemic that got lost in like Utah or something with her fucking boyfriend? Remember they were like from Florida and they drove out there and like he came back and holed up in his parents' house and they weren't turning him in.
Yeah.
Like, that girl clearly got lost. She was in the woods with a man, not a bear.
That was
get the logic.
I know, but that was a guy she knew that she allowed to manipulate her for a number of years.
That's the fucking point, though. Is like that's the point women are making. Is they're like, oh, I thought this man like loved me and was my friend, and then he butchered me in the woods.
Okay, hold on.
Saw me near Cubs, butchered in woods. Kind of knew that was coming.
So my logic tree is now looking like this. A bear to a man is what a man is to a woman. So, like,
essentially, yeah. Which is fucking sad once we say it out loud and then you can put it all together.
When I stub my toe in the kitchen, I act like a fucking bear. Fuck!
Okay, well, let's do it like this then. 3 men answering the question. The friends have it. We'd rather run into a man. Alan is the outlier on this one. But so the second part of your friend or foe comes down to this. I'll read this part of the story. In one TikTok video viewed more than 16.7 million times, an interviewer asked 8 women on the street whether they'd rather be stuck in the forest with a man or a bear. 7 out of the 8 answer, without hesitation, they would rather take the bear. There are innumerable variants of this video, blah, blah, blah. The question goes on to different groups. They say, you know what to expect from a bear. Quote, absolutely, a bear... Absolutely, a bear humans are capable of so much worse. What the fuck? That's
there's probably some punctuation in there.
Yeah, there is not. There is. Yeah, I was gonna say there is not. Bear, because if I got attacked by a bear, people would believe me. Oh my god! You see where that?
But that's a fair fucking point, man. Look at the statistics. Like, fucking most.
Next sentence, Alan.
There's a whole SVU. SVU's been on the air for 30 fucking years because of this shit. Like, and even they don't believe the victims sometimes. They're like, look at her now. She a whore.
Ice-T's like, you mean to tell me you got attacked by a bear? I don't believe you.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You and the bear went out for some drinks, right? and then you invite the bear back to your place. Am I correct so far? Okay. It says it's impossible to conduct a statistical analysis on whether one particular man would be more dangerous than one particular bear, especially since we all spend a lot more time of our daily existence basically in proximity of men, yada yada. Anyway, it comes down to this. See, this is where it's hard to come up with a friend or foe question for this, but I think this is actually a really serious point that we all kind of need to analyze. It's friend or foe. Are men really that bad as the other half of the species that women need to fear us so much? We'll say, friend, no, look, we're friendly. We need to just understand each other better. Or foe, no, men are creeps and you should fear us. Alan, I'll start with you.
I mean, I'm gonna foe it again, man. I just know. I do not surround myself, I don't think, with bad people, but I have known people in my circles to have done some fucking shady shit, and they're just regular dudes like us. Like, so yeah, maybe.
But is
like,
it?
maybe,
I'll wait.
yeah,
I'll wait.
Maybe. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's guilty until proven innocent. If I'm a woman, all men are creeps until they prove to you that they aren't creeps. I'm a guy. If I have a daughter, I'm probably going to say that.
Yeah.
Guard up. Like,
See,
don't get too loaded. Keep that circle tight.
Well, I think that's my point too. Is like I, as a dude, have looked at other dude friends of mine and be like, "Ooh, buddy, you a creep. Stop being a creep. Stop being a creep, man." Like. And look, hey, fuck.
Hold on,
even
Creep by TLC.
I probably have been guilty of being a creep at some point in time. Like, I know I have. Like, that's, I think, the American male, unfortunately, because of our culture, tends to be fucking creepy.
Like, one bad apple doesn't ruin the bunch. I kind of think in that case it might. You know, especially if you're on the receiving end of a fucking creep. And that taints you for life when you just like I was out with friends and I was having drinks like most people should do and should enjoy. Assuming you're not an alcoholic or whatever, but yeah, no. And Alan said it right. Dude, guys, I'm still friends with. I'm not saying like they are creeps, but they've toted the line of creep and like, yo, dude.
I've heard some shit.
Their strategies have been creepy. Yes,
God,
they're not
desperate. Very desperate.
Sure. No, like I can think of maybe like 2 times in my life that like I could say that if you described that moment to me, I'd be like, yeah, I guess I was being a little bit creepy in that moment. Even though I can go back and justify and say like that was not my intention. However, putting myself in the other person's shoes, I could be like, oh, I see exactly why they thought that. That was, yeah, that wasn't good. I'm going to admit to this one right now. There was a night it was at college, and old Jimbo liked to leave the room. Because he stayed with Lex all the time, right? And there was this girl. She was fucking drunk as shit. She could not make it home. I was drunk as shit. I promise you, I was too drunk to even attempt anything. But I was like, you can stay. The
condom base wasn't going to do anything for you.
Dude, I swear to God, I had no intention. But I was like, I could see, in my mind's eye, looking back, I could see why she was like, somebody's got to drive me home. Because I was just like, no, there's a free bed. I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep. There's a free bed. You can stay in my room. It's not a problem. I'm like, oh my God. Like, in her mind, this guy was just going to wait till the fucking lights went out. Yeah.
Like, that's the exact point, right? Is like, you were just being a fucking nice guy. You weren't being a creep. Maybe in the back of your mind was like, well, I could get out of here.
No, I promise you, I wasn't thinking anything of it. But
I get you. I trust you. I believe you. But my point is like, you were being a nice guy. You're being a totally nice guy. That woman has had experiences and has had friends had experiences where you were definitely not being a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, and so she was like, nope, bear, please. Like, she was like, I'll go sleep on a bench instead. Like, you get what I'm saying?
The funny part,
it's the argument.
The funny part about it is, looking back on it, is like me not understanding what you're saying, Alan, and me insisting, like, what is your problem? what do you mean? There's a free fucking bed right here. Like, why aren't you taking it so you can sleep off this booze that we've all consumed? Like, are you stupid? And it's like, oh. But I guess where I'm coming from on this is the picture gets painted that all men, right? Because, like, women are willing to face down a wild, vicious, no-win scenario animal in the wilderness because a few people of the male version of this species have ruined it for them. And I'm saying that, like, I think it's pretty obvious, at least in America, that the majority of men are not going to, murder you in the woods if they stumble upon you. But the perspective taken on by women is that they are. And I feel like that's a problem. And the reason I think this is actually a more serious topic than we realize on the surface is that because of the actions of men, or is it because of the portrayal of men in Western media and culture?
It's probably both. I think it's a bit of both because, I mean, it's portrayed as it's lived, I think, right? Like,
but lived in these small, but what I'm getting at is it lived in these small moments that are blown up to sound like they are the norm.
yeah, but I think they're small moments to us. I guess this is perspective, right? Like, I think when you start to boil down these conversations and look at like some of these women having conversations on these videos and shit, it's like the vast majority of those comments, I'd say probably 90% of them are women. And I would say of that 90%, probably at least like 60 to 70% are being like, yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me. Like, it's become culturally normal for us to just be fucking men and weird and creepy and make women feel uncomfortable. And like, that's why we just don't notice it. Like, again, your argument there, being like, dude, it's a fucking bed. It's like, because you've never been, you're blinders. We're totally fucking blind to it.
Let me tell you,
we're not getting treated that way.
There was a woman that was like, "Stay in my room. I promise I won't do anything."
Yeah, you'd be like, all right, totally fucking different perspective. Like, that's why I think I think it's an important conversation, like you said, Mark.
Especially if you had to wade through like a foot of trash to get to the bed to make the trash burrito.
Yeah.
God, I'd be so turned on as a woman.
They heated up a hot pocket for you after the party.
Yeah. Then she asked, like, where do you want the what was it? Do
you want the crisper sleeve or do you not want the crisper sleeve?
No, but what should I do with the crisper sleeve? Throw it on the floor.
Throw it on the
the
floor,
other crisper sleeves.
Oh.
Bring it here.
I'd have had a little too much whiskey. I was gonna tie it around my balls.
It's still cold in the middle. It's fine. Just bring it. It's fine.
Oh shit! I don't know, man. I just feel like when I hear things like this, as innocent as they are, like, of course, toxic masculinity in everyday society is probably bad, but there's gonna come a time where shit's gonna hit the fan, and you're gonna pray that every man in this goddamn world is fucking as toxic as it comes when you fucking gotta fight off a horde of fucking invaders. So I don't know. It's a fine line. I feel like we've pussified a big generation of men because of these thoughts, but look, I think men need to find a good happy ground where men can still contain their testosterone and not be complete scumbags. And I think there's a happy place. I'm just saying, women, like, you shouldn't fear us as much as a bear. I'd like to get to that point.
We got to make them not fear us as much as a bear. I think that's the point. Like, I think what Wes said it earlier, the one bad apple thing, right? People fucking stop after that part, but like, the whole fucking statement is one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. Like, that's how apples work. That's how produce works. That's how fucking cops work. That's how we work in this scenario. You know what I mean? Because, like, we protect each other. We're bros. Bro code. Don't be saying nothing, man. What we do on the fucking trip stays on the trip. Like, we have created our own police fraternity, and girls are like, look at those motherfuckers. They're dangerous. And it's like, touche. We're not dangerous.
I'm dangerous in the bedroom, and if I see a bear in the wild. Fucking outside of that, I'm a damn gentleman.
And that, my friend, is your friend or foe.
Wonderful. Thank you, Murph, for that. And hey, look, all right. I feel like we've crashed a couple philosophical things. We've broken some barriers. We've realized that men have some work to do. with other men, not us, but just, some of the bad apples. So let's get smarter. Let's get funky. Let's get fresh. Let's get dance floor. This is how we do it. Montel Jordan's Friday night. Fun Fact Friday.
Well, this is how we do it. OMG facts. Gonna expand your mind. Here we go. It's Friday night. I got 5 fun facts. I don't know that song well enough to fucking pull this off. Here we go. It's time for your Fun Fact Friday. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG facts brought to you by our good friend over on Instagram. You can find him. He's the Cuckster. One of the questions I am going to pose to your now fiance is like, does she now realize that, her and the Cuckster, they're maybe sharing tax brackets. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But
is that what you were going to message Sarah when you talked to her?
At some point, as like a PS kind of thing, like
sure,
you realize that you now are the Cuckster's wife, correct?
She'll love it. She doesn't love what the Cuckster stands for, but
Cuckster for life on Instagram. Where's the Cuckster this week, Wesley?
Cuckster just finished up at Grand Rapids, Michigan. I think he's got a stop at Binghamton, New York, coming up, and then after that, as I mentioned, the Cuckster added Biloxi, Mississippi, and I got an Ocean City, Maryland flyer. So keep that in mind, folks. Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think we got Toledo, Ohio. Maybe a few here and there. Don't worry about it. Youngstown is actually coming.
Fucking
There's a lot of
fucking picturesque Toledo.
and there's a lot of nice spots in Ocean City, Maryland, between 5th and 10th Street. Like that's like that's
buddy.
Primo motels in that area.
The Burgundy Inn.
The waves are crashing.
Get you a nice twin suite. The Burgundy Inn, real nice.
Here we go.
Michelob by the pint.
Oh, and by the way, don't forget our other sponsors, Flat Earth Science, Advocates for Truth, and, of course, the Shin Splints Recovery Group. I've seen, actually, quite a few recent Shin Splints Recovery Groups posts, which I hadn't seen in quite some time. Maybe it's because we've brought them up on the show as sponsors a couple weeks in a row.
It's getting warm, too. It's running weather. You know what I mean? It's sporting weather. It's a lot of strains, above the ankle, below the knee.
Yeah, a lot of questions about whether toe raises are good exercise to prevent. So check out all of these groups, mainly the Cuckster #4 live on Instagram. Here we go. Did you know a pelican can survive between 10 and 30 years in the wild?
Man.
Birds are fascinating. That's quite a disparity, though, by the way, in the lifespan. 10 and 30 years. There's a 20-year discrepancy.
I've heard, eagles, bald eagles can live, assuming their mate is alive, they can live a long time naturally. But other than that, I don't really have a frame of reference of other birds that do or don't live longer. 10 and 30, that's a good life. I mean, pelicans, just eating a lot of fish, getting those omega-3 fatty acids, those are good for you.
Well,
yummy.
They talk about, parrots. There's, an age cutoff.
Oh, yeah.
Where you shouldn't buy a parrot, after a certain age, because, that parrot's going to be like, she's in the guest room, for, a week before anybody finds you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, because they live 50 years. So if I got a parrot right now, like a baby parrot out the egg, got molting its original feathers, that parrot's going to be alive when I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm not going to 95. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So that's why they tell you not to do it, because they're more likely.
If they check your ID at the pet store, they're going to be like, "Hey, you sure?
Sure about that
This one?"
I mean,
Gotcha.
It doesn't really matter because you can buy one at fucking 20 years old and it still outlive you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, okay, there's a I can't remember all the details on this, but there's a specific tortoise that was the original pet of one of the kings of England that's still alive.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. It's from the 1850s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that thing looks every bit of like 170 years old now. That thing's like
They
have it like gnawed on a carrot, and it's like and most of it falls out.
I saw a picture or a video of that shark. I don't know what kind of shark it is, but it's like off like the coast of Greenland, and apparently it's like 200 and some years old. Like, well, yeah, if that's your daily activity, like, of course you're gonna live that long. It just, like you said, it looks like Joe Biden looking for the reporter he's supposed to ask the question to, like, oh, just like, just gracefully just floating through the waters, like, oh. So,
Pause.
Yeah. Says here, don't ask questions. Oh, gotta go. Did you know grapes explode when you put them in the microwave? I'm so glad I read this because Maria just bought William a whole bunch of grapes, so I can tell you exactly what I'm doing as soon as this motherfucker shuts down.
No,
You gonna clean that up, or
I guess that makes sense.
you gonna clean that up as well?
I mean,
Or no?
but you know what I'll do? I'll put the splatter guard over it, and then and then we'll see. I'll tell you what. I'll do like 3, and I'll get an average time.
Okay.
They're fresh too, man. They're good. You fucking bite one, it snaps in your mouth. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
green
don't
or
re-
red? What'd you say?
Green.
Green. Yeah, that's the way to be.
Yeah. Red.
Yeah,
Red.
don't
Pretentious.
Grapes are whack.
Don't reap any of the nutritional benefits from the grapes. Put them in the microwave. Let them blow up.
Oh, it's-
there you go. Attaboy. America.
Three
Eat some
grapes.
red meat while you do it too, and a marshmallow.
I will. I had pork chops tonight, so I had the other white meat. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you guys put peeps in the microwave?
No.
I don't think I've eaten a peat in 10 years.
I haven't eaten them. You buy them for the microwave now.
I don't have a microwave.
You don't have a microwave?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Listen, let me tell you how much of a chef my mother was growing up. There was a point in our lives where we didn't have an oven. I mean, it was in the house, but it didn't work. The burners worked, so it was just microwavable food and stuff that can be put in a pot. The bread went in the oven. Yeah, we had a lot of TV dinners.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that's why I'm 5'6".
Could be.
That's right. TV dinners.
Did you know, from groundbreaking to opening day, Disneyland was built in just 365 days.
Damn. Couldn't get in under a year. That old Roy Disney, that dumbass, he couldn't do shit.
But dude, okay, all right. I know Disney World's a whole different beast. I mean, that's a city. I mean, that's its own thing. But like, Disneyland apparently is no slouch. And the fact, okay, they did that in a year. The Conowingo Dam right down the road, probably from what I understand, like some of the most concrete ever poured, and they built that whole fucking thing in 2 years. Is it OSHA? Like, is it unions? Where did we go wrong in America? I mean, maybe we didn't go wrong. I can be convinced here. But, like, why is it, when you look at these things from the past, like, they're quality and efficient. Boom, boom. We want this thing built right, and we want it built fast. And they were able to do both things. Why was that?
Fucking, we didn't have billionaires at the time. It's money, man. It's really what it all boils down to. Like, if it can take longer, somebody gets paid more over time. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't benefit the builder.
If it's cheaper, and fucking no, it doesn't. But that's the world that they live in. Like S West, we're in construction. Yeah, sure, sure. Everything wants to be done quickly, but nothing gets done quick. Everybody's got to sign contracts. Well, what about well, those guys didn't hang this box for my thing to go in, so we're fucking done here for today. You better call your fucking electrician. Like, you know what I mean? Those guys didn't fucking put that pipe there. Well, you better fucking call your plumber, not us.
Yeah.
We'll be back later. Like, that's all it is. It's money. And now you make shit cheaper. It breaks sooner. You rebuild it. More money.
Yeah. There's like a change order log that's pages upon pages upon pages.
Hey, your engineer fucking missed this thing on a wall. Here's an extra couple grand
Yeah.
for us to do it for you.
Yeah, and like to prolong or to expedite the building of it. I don't know. You probably bypassed a few things to get it done quickly. So now you have the right to bid. You had to have so many companies to be able to submit a formal RFQ or RFP. It's like, hey, this is what we're proposing, and that's the way it is. I don't know.
Yeah, and now I mean there definitely is a bit of like, I mean, you know, the Conowingo Dam was probably built by 14-year-olds pouring concrete. So like, yeah, there's a little bit of regulation. Yeah. We stopped that. We stopped that a little bit.
And there were a few bodies dumped in there.
Yeah, OSHA, like, you know what I mean?
Urban
like a guy, you know, a 14-year-old fell into the concrete at the bottom of the dam. Oh, well, he's a lasting legacy. Put a plaque on him.
Write his name in the concrete.
You know, yeah, just go scribble it in once we're close to set. Like, you know what I mean? Now we'd stop work. There'd be an investigation. People getting paid for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nice. It's a whole thing. So yeah, there's a bit of regulation and shit like that plays into it.
Pete O'Malley, 32. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
That wasn't his age. He was 10 years from that. There's a great documentary about the building of the Conowingo Dam, which I think everybody should watch, like not just people in our region. But no, apparently they said there's so much rebar in the dam that there's no way that if anybody fell in, they would actually like drown in concrete. Like you would fall like 6 inches and then someone would pull you out.
Just pull you out.
Yeah. But by the way, fun fact about the Conowingo Dam, it is a zero start piece of infrastructure, which means if, let's say, an EMP goes off, right, Alan, and all electricity is wiped out. The Conowingo, almost every other dam in this area needs some power to get started back up. Mm-hmm. The dam needs no power. It just needs water. The turbines will create enough juice, and it'll start flowing energy up to Pennsylvania to then shoot back down into Baltimore. Yeah. Very efficiently.
Because it was built at a time when they were like, we don't even have switches yet. We just found electricity. Fucking, it's fine. We can't even start this thing up because we don't know what it does yet. And then they fucking powered it on. And we're like, oh look, it makes electricity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so no, it makes perfect sense. That's actually pretty cool though. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, so if anything ever happens to the grid on the Atlantic seaboard, the Conowingo Dam will be one of the key factors in getting the whole thing back up and running, which I find quite fascinating.
It's because
I guess they would just open the dam and let the water.
It's a goddamn. Hey, what was the original fact?
The Disneyland got built in a year.
Okay.
Efficiency, motherfucker.
Got it. I don't know. I just because anytime you talk about it now, I think of when you were like Walt. Like Roy was the man, and then you asked me, and I was like, I didn't even know there was a Roy.
Yeah, no, Roy is the reason Disney exists as a brand. It was all Walt's idea, but Roy's the poor bastard in the fucking back room with like a mountain of paperwork, just like, ugh. Apparently there's like a, I saw this on Pawn Stars. There was a bearer bond for Disney stock, and it was worth like 10 times the amount because it was signed by Walt, because they're like, ugh. Walt didn't sign shit. Walt just got on TV and like said a bunch of shit. Roy was the one who signed everything. So the fact that it has Walt's signature on it, not only is it a Walt Disney signature or autograph / it's also a fucking original piece of Disney stock. It was worth a shit ton of money. I'll tell you that right now. Moving on. Did you know McDonald's milkshakes contain seaweed in the form of an extract called carrageenan? A lot of R's, a lot of E's, a lot of N's.
What?
Carrageenan. Carrageenan. So I think it's just like an emulsifier. I think it like keeps things together. But it's
Like
seaweed.
Yeah.
xanthan gum style.
Yep.
Yeah, who knows?
Sure.
McDonald's just found the best, cheapest, fucking most cost-effective ingredient that does not immediately kill you to mass produce one of their items.
Yep.
Damn, I might
It
go
has
get a
no
milk
nutritional
tomorrow.
value.
Yeah. Dude, I had not had a McDonald's milkshake in forever, and there was a point where William had not had a milkshake yet, so I was like, you know what? Let's go get us some milkshakes from McDonald's, buddy boy. They're fucking good. They're really fucking good.
And let me guess, the whole way through the fast food line, you gave him the whole trans fatty beef tallow thing, like it isn't what it was, and blah 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 blah.
No, I didn't do that to him, because, I mean, I don't want to ruin his brain on, like, things you never get to experience. But no, like, I would say, look, bottom line with McDonald's, like, on the pantheon of, like, milkshakes, is their milkshake a 10? No.
No.
Is it a 1? No. Is it like a 6.5? Abso-fucking-lutely. And in a pinch, I'll take it 6.5. I mean, a readily available 24 hours a day milkshake that's going to be better than a shitty mom and pop milkshake. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Hey, in a pinch, I'll rip open a condom to make a 4 work. Maybe a 3, depending upon how much whiskey I've had.
And finally, did you know, and this is a news story, according to science, all right, you ready? According to science, watching sports boosts well-being and improves your health, according to some groundbreaking new research. Now, do you want me to read from the news story, or do you just want to discuss, like, why that's obvious?
We can get into it, but I don't think you need to read from the news story. I read from a chunk of it. Of course, they have a Buffalo Bills game as the...
Well, those people need the mental health more than any of us.
Look at all these happy people, 70,000 just joyous, doing heel clicks when they come in and leave. They're going to go straight to a McDonald's and get themselves a whatever thing you said... milkshake. No, I mean, is that why I'm so happy? Okay, like, I guess you're, in the human psyche, you're supposed to experience joy and the opposite of that.
What do you mean?
I mean, listen, in the range of emotion, you need to experience it all. You need to have highs, you need to have lows, and you need to have, like, a little bit in the middle. And I think sports, sports does that. Sports actually is more lows than it is highs.
Oh, well, if you live in fucking the Baltimore fucking area, absolutely. I mean,
DC and Philly, for that matter.
I mean, I think that with sports, it's like, okay, you've voluntarily joined a community of people who may or may not be, like, of your ilk. Like, okay, look, I'm a Republican, Alan's a Democrat. We're both Orioles fans. Our political affiliations are out the window based on our sports rooting interests. So we found common ground there. The aligning yourself with, like, the analytics of something that really has of no cause or concern to the rest of your life. Like, it's, it's a hobby. It's visual stimulation at that. And it puts you against the other guy. I understand when I started watching Welcome to Wrexham, like, I really started understanding, like, why these people are so entrenched in the world of soccer or international football. Like, I get it. Like, there's hometown representation going on. And as somebody who's from a geo-metropolitan area that is not necessarily, like, it's like the Baltimore, Washington area, the only reason it's known is because of the capital. And so that's why Baltimoreans hate fucking D.C. It's like D.C. gets all the attention. So I would like, for once, my land, my swatch of fucking earth to be the greatest there is. And so I put all my fucking eggs in the Baltimore Orioles basket and hope they fucking cross it over the finish line one time in my life.
I get that, but I guess to counter that, like, how does that help your mental health if they're losing year after year?
And because there's always optimism that next year will be better. Or during the rebuild, when I knew there was going to be 4 years of eating fucking big, giant, uncomfortable cock that no one likes to put in their mouth. ever
Yeah.
of any fucking sexual orientation. Like, I knew that was coming, but I was just like, okay, if we can sustain this, let's find the good parts. Hey, that's a great young player. Hey, that's a great prospect. Hey, look at all these things that are building towards a positive outcome, hopefully in the future. It's always looking forward to the positive outcome, and I think that's good for you. Maybe?
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
The camaraderie? No? I mean, I feel like of the three of us, I'm the least invested in sports, and I'm the only one making an argument for it.
I just like I'd have to look into the deep dive into the analytics of
Okay.
what these people did to figure out, your mental well being. I personally think my mental health has taken a decline because of my vested interest in sports and my disappointments. Now, I haven't watched the Orioles lose a World Series in my lifetime. If that were to happen, call me after that. We'll
Because
see.
you haven't seen them play in one, and your whole life has been like with the hope.
That's not true. I was one when they won the '83
Okay,
World Series.
sure. Okay, I'm
Okay,
sure
I
you
remember it well. I
vast
remember
details.
it well.
Just like me when I was fucking 4. Yeah, I remember that. I remember I was totally, my rooting interests were right fucking there with Cal and the gang. God damn.
Negative 3 years old at the time.
Yeah.
See, we were all there, man.
See, that's what I hate about this is that Alan. Look at this. See, look at it bleeding into it. I'm gonna be so mad that like Alan's gonna be like, well, "You were alive when they won the last one." Like, yeah, but I didn't remember it. Alan legitimately was not even a fucking thought
Yeah.
because the age gap that he has with his brothers, he definitely was not a thought in anyone's mind
Yeah.
when the Orioles won the World Series the last time.
It's facts. And I'm definitely going to say that to somebody. when it happens. It's like, you were alive. I'm going to fucking get all curmudgeon-y about it.
Okay, but let's break it down. Seriously, Wes, why? Okay, you enjoy sports. You love sports. We all do. Why? What makes your life better because of it?
So having to love playing the sports, I think I'm fascinated by human beings that are far superior at playing those things that I enjoyed, performing.
But how does that make it better for you? Does it give you a gauge on what your athletic accomplishments meant or did not mean? I don't know, because
No,
I could see that to being both negative too, because like I was never that good. I wish I
No.
could've done that.
I think it has to do more so to do with like the peak of athletic achievement. I'm watching the best on earth perform this task or this sport or whatever. You know what I mean? These guys, like human beings, thrusting a baseball 98 miles an hour. How many people can do that? What? A couple hundred, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, maybe more, but do it for a specific reason that's like reasonable. Like, are you fucking Wild Thing from Major League, or are you fucking Bautista, who, goddamn, we need that motherfucker back? Like, are you the guy that can do it and actually fucking like make something of yourself? Alan, why do sports enhance your life? Why is it good for you mentally?
I don't know. I just, like baseball's unique because I just love the game itself. So like, I think it's a very cathartic thing for me, like the ball field or being at the Camden Yards. So I think just that the experience of baseball as a sport helps me out. Fucking the NFL does not help my mental health whatsoever. It makes it worse, actually. And I don't even follow it as religiously as I used to. Soccer both cripples me and is maybe some of the most like exciting sporting shit I've ever seen and been to in my life. It's really, soccer's a bitch. So I don't know. I think it's different for different sports, but all in general, like that's my entertainment. That's like my wife loves sports, so like that's what we do. So when you start to kind of like zoom out on things, like I think sports definitely helps. Like is a major part of like me and my wife's bond, which is, I guess, a big deal, right? It seems like a big deal. And then I enjoy sport. I enjoy competition. I think we all played sports. So like just seeing that, like Wes kind of said, at the highest level too, is just fun. It's enjoyable. And it's also fucking heartbreaking.
I mean, I stand by the fact that like it brings people of unlike
Yeah.
backgrounds together for a
Gotcha.
unified cause. When I was in Disney, I was wearing my Orioles hat, and the Orioles hat that I have is not like an obvious Orioles hat. It's like a gray hat. It's got but it's got the bird on the like right in the middle. And I was in line for the fucking like Spaceship Earth, which is what Epcot, the big ball, actually is.
Yeah.
And this guy behind me was like, "Hey, Orioles fan?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in fucking Orlando, Florida, at the greatest tourist trap that's ever existed, and me and this guy are now fucking talking about the accomplishments of a baseball team in fucking Baltimore, Maryland, and like getting in depth with it." He was a Boston fan. And you know what I mean? Like, and he's talking about my team. I'm talking about his team. We're talking about how like we both hate the Yankees, and this is and all. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know what this guy's political affiliations were. Don't know what he did for a living, but I know he loves the game of baseball, and I know that he understands the ins and the outs and what it takes to be a champion, and how he respects what we're doing because of how the building process and it's just I don't know. And I do think that sports, when you start to really analyze it, you can look at it as a business. You can look at it as an athletic achievement. You can look at it as like individual accomplishments, as a fucking, I don't know, man. There's so much that goes into it. And people just bond over it. And God damn it, if we don't need more bonding in this fucking world. And I think it's good for us. It's good for us to think about something. I think it's good for us to be mentally entrenched in something that is not ourselves. I think that's the catharsis.
And at the end of that conversation, before you guys got on your ride and parted ways, you'd be like, "Hey, man, look, I got to teach you this trick with a condom. You take the bottom off if you're in dire straits."
And by the way,
You know,
Because you're a limp dick Red Sox fan.
before I forget about this, the reason I think I enjoy baseball more than football, they're both chess matches, but in football, the chess match happens before the play, and in baseball, the chess match happens during the play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
yeah.
Am I going to send him home? Am I going to throw home? Or am I going to hit the cutoff man? And, like, am I going to go for two on this? Am I going to just get the lead runner? Am I going to da 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 da? But those decisions don't happen until it's fucking go time. Whereas in football, it's like, I'm going to run this play that I think is going to beat your team. Now, granted, they still have to fucking achieve what they set out to do. But to me, baseball is better because all of the action happens during the action.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't hate that.
Wes is still contemplating this. Go ahead.
Actually, but I mean, like in football,
there's a
there's.
little bit of both. I think for baseball because there's.
I see what you're saying. I think you're discrediting football just a tick with, like, like once it's snapped. I get what you're saying, but I do think that there's chess still being played once it's snapped.
Well, I love football too. Like, I mean, I'm talking like 1A, 1B here. You know what I mean? Like, but like with baseball, there's a chess match that happens on the pitcher's mound and in the batter's box. You know, what am I going to throw him? Can I throw this pitch where I want to throw it? Because if I throw it exactly where I want to throw it, I think I've beat him. But the batter could have decisions otherwise. But then when the ball's in play, there's also another set of like decisions that need to be made.
Right.
But those decisions have to be made in the moment. And so it's like, to me, baseball's got two fucking facets to it that are happening both during the play and not during the play that make it. I love fucking baseball.
I also think baseball was the sport of baseball was designed when they didn't have any left-handed hitters. I know there was a batter's box, but like to be a left-handed hitter, to have that advantage, you know, you got like what 6 feet ish to get up the first base line. I just didn't have that in mind.
Well, you still got to make a fucking weird fucking like pivot turn before you start running. Whereas if you're a right-handed hitter, you're already in that direction. Yeah.
I don't know. I just like I always see Ichiro almost out of the fucking box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like,
well, because he's a fucking freak, and he also learned that part of his swing is his first step towards first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
right.
It's like softball.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah.
They kind of lead.
Like a drag bunt semi swing.
Yep.
Like he's all like as he's following through with his swing, he's like it's some weird like pirouette ballet motion, like bringing his left foot over his right leg to start running towards first.
Mr. Ichiro, man. Suzuki.
That motherfucker, probably the best baseball player we've ever seen play, in my opinion.
Yeah, all around. Man.
All around.
You can make that argument. Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah.
And that's your Fun Fact Friday.
That's your Fun Fact Friday. Folks, tonight on Before You Go, if you ever wondered about the man sticking it to you, check out East Cleveland. Wasn't sure. Are you guys familiar with the districts of Cleveland?
Sure I am.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
East Cleveland. Born and raised, apparently. Duane Gibson of Cleveland said she was stunned when she was made a $105 speeding ticket from the city of East Cleveland. So, for those of you who didn't know, that's a totally different district. Anyway, her fan broke down. She called a repair shop. They sent a tow truck. Tow truck comes, picks her up, and then the tow truck is just blasting through a speeding.
It was a camera.
Speed camera. So they mail her, while her car is on the back of the tow truck, a $105 speeding ticket. Your thoughts on this complete and utter bullshit?
Alan, you start.
Did I just sum that up?
No,
Alan, what do you think? Are you going down to the East Cleveland mayor's office with the ticket in your hand and be like, "You son of a bitch, put this in your mouth or your ass. You ain't getting 105 from me."
Well, yeah, probably. But hold on, I missed something. What was the ticket for?
Okay, so I'll summarize.
Speed.
So her van got towed. Tow truck driver speeding. Tow truck driver goes through speed camera light. Speed camera light takes picture of license plate. License plate's her van because it's on the back of the tow truck.
Yeah.
He gets the ticket.
Yeah, I'm lighting somebody up. Somebody's getting lit up. It's probably starting with the tow truck guys, and then if they don't fix it, then we're going to the city probably. Yeah. Mayor. Do they have mayors in districts of Cleveland?
East Cleveland.
East Cleveland.
So-
Jesus Christ.
I think
You
they
are
have I think
really...
they're just like tribe leaders, I think is what they are. Yeah, I mean, I'd be raising fucking hell. Also, like, if you got me on camera, it's pretty clear my shit's on a tow truck, so I'm not driving it. I'm not paying this fucking thing. That's probably one of those things where, like, I would move the fuck out of Cleveland because, like, I couldn't get licensed and tagged in the state of Ohio because I won't pay this ticket. Like, I'd be like, we're leaving now. This is where we're going. We're leaving the state.
But first of all, like you say, you moved out of Cleveland. She would move out of East Cleveland. Just keep that in mind. And she did make a point to say, "I don't want anything on my record. I have a clean record. I have no points, nothing." And yeah, like, is there any vetting process to these things? Like, the car is traveling backwards. If you're going by the license plate, the car was going in reverse, 100 fucking whatever miles an hour. I don't know how fast the tow truck thing was going, but it's like it is all automated. And now she has to explain before a judge, like, oh, this is the situation. Obviously, Helen Keller can fucking see this.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy to figure this out in court. This should obviously go straight to the tow truck company. But much like, and I'm going to throw it back to this. We talked about the Aaron Boone thing with the fucking umpires in Major League Baseball where, like, I'm sorry, I fucked up, but I already threw you out. Can't fucking undo the throwing me out of, so you already got the ticket. You got to pay it or can't cancel it. It's like bullshit. Bullshit. And by the way, there was another one of those bullshit fucking, like, managers getting thrown out of the game the other day. Manager came out, was just talking to the umpire. Umpire was getting frustrated, says, "Hey, man, do you want me to run you for this or not?" He's like, "Nah, I don't want you to run me for this." And he's like, "You're out of here." And he's like, "I said no. I said don't run me for this." He's like, "Oh, I thought you said run you for this." And I'm like, then fucking undo the running. Undo the throwing him out of the game. Like, you misunderstood. Say, my bad. He gets to stay. But no, fucking, like, just, is this an MLB umpire throwing a fucking manager out of a game? Can this not be undone? Sorry, camera took the picture. That's It's your fine now. Like, this is why we have a fucking court system. I hope to God she just goes to court and the judge takes 30 fucking seconds to rule this. Like, were you driving the car, ma'am? No, it's in the back of a tow truck. Why was it in the back of a tow truck? I broke down. Okay, so you have to pay for your breakdown fees, right? Yeah, you have to pay for the tow truck fee? Yeah. So the tow truck driver was the one speeding with your car on the back. Correct. Okay, tow truck driver gets a fucking fine. Gavel. Click, click. Done. That's how this should work.
It should, but we live in America, so
Yeah, we don't live in the America where fucking Roy Disney could fucking get Disneyland built in 365 fucking days.
We live like that ticket. Like, what is it a private tow company, or is it a fucking or is it like a city owned tow truck? Because them fees are getting collected one way or the fucking other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, or is it a private fucking tow truck who's jacked up the fucking fee and contracted to the city? City's still getting their fucking money. Like, you get what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
The court systems should fix this, but who does it benefit for them to not fix it? That's going to be your answer.
Yeah.
Benefits East Cleveland.
God
Yeah,
damn.
exactly.
too.
Exactly.
Not West Cleveland. Not
No.
North. Not South. Fucking East fucking Cleveland. The most goddamn
Never.
corrupt fucking part of Cleveland.
Never heard of it.
Clearly.
They say it's a town. They say it's not like a district of Cleveland. They say there's a East Cleveland.
And if it were me too, and I went to and they're like, okay, you're right, Mr. Murr. What tow truck company towed your car that day? I'm like, that's for you to find out. Fucking just straight up Batman him. Fucking walk the fuck out of there.
You would do a Bruce Wayne? Like, no, that's for you.
No,
That's for
I
you,
said
Conrad.
Batman, where I changed my voice and talked all
Oh,
gravelly.
gotcha.
Yeah.
When Bruce Wayne, you would take him to the Bat Chamber, though, right?
Yes,
Or the
exactly.
the Bat the Bat Chamber.
The bat chain.
The Bat Hangout. The Bat Basement.
the Bat basement.
Bad basement is good.
Alan, tell all the Bat basement lurkers and the East Clevelandites that indulge in the tow truck corruptness, where you can find the middle class holes.
East Clevelandites, Jesus. You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Classholes, Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. And for your listening pleasures, of course, please check us out. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and fuck that email. We're not dealing with that email.
It's fine. That's
Yeah, it might go dormant here. I think you have to have so many emails coming in.
Oh, just send an email or something,
Yeah, just
All
just
right,
let it sit. You know, that way we got some extra fucking drive space. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Let it marinate. Got a handful of really good comments this week. First, coming from Seasoning Your Skillet on Facebook, Crystal Garcia writes, make pre-seasoned cubes of bacon butter compound instead of using an ice cube tray to cook with on the regular. I like to spread the compound butter on corn of the cob, wrap it in foil, then grill it. Game changer, gents.
Wait a second. So she's saying she takes like an ice cube tray,
Yeah.
renders the fats and things, puts them in the trays. Mm-hmm. Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is a fucking game changer.
I mean,
I think
it is, but that
I'm
sounds,
sexually aroused.
that sounds like some housewife shit. Ain't nobody got time for that, Chris.
No, dude, I agree with Wes. Like, I mean,
That'd be something.
my dick's kind of hard thinking about this. Like, so, okay, what if you get like a wax paper egg crate kind of thing, just specifically for this? She should make a fucking complete business out of this. Because compound butter isn't like regular butter. That's like, what do they call that? Ghee or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't know.
Well, because you know how when you go to like Red Lobster and you dip your king crab legs in like the butter, it has no foam. There's just like completely clear.
Well, it's clarified butter. You're
Clarified butter, yeah.
it's basically-
Okay, so I don't know the difference apparently between
Well,
compound
ghee,
and
I
clarified.
think, is a type of clarified butter, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. But
I thought that
I ain't
ghee
sure.
was what a martial artist wore.
It is.
Yeah,
Way
that's
more
spelled
ghee.
different though.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's fucking brilliant, and God bless her. Next
Game
comment.
changer, gents. Game changer, gents. Impact on technology and jobs. Remember this? We were talking about NVIDIA I can say taking over.
Okay.
Sandal Bandit writes, I'd pay money to see a robot weld what I did today. Trades are going nowhere.
Buddy, I think robots already weld what you did today.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but I have a feeling you ain't better than a robot welder.
I think that people have this really nearsighted approach to like where technology is now and where it will be in the very near future. And when I say very near future, I mean like in 5 to 10 years. So like for everybody in America right now, I hope you're like 10 years from retirement because the world's going to be a different landscape. 100%. Like underwater welding, like whatever you welded today, like Alan's saying, in 5 to 10 years, a AI programmed automated thing will be able to accomplish that mission.
Yeah.
Better than you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a space for you, but there's going to be a space for less of you. Like, if you're the best that's ever welded, you will always have a job.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at this laser welder. It's fucking $48,000. Right? That's the ROI on that, buddy. It's fucking a year. Maybe 2. Maybe that if you're getting real paid. You know what I mean? Call you $100,000 welder. All right? It's
Return on investment.
Yeah. Two
Got it.
years. Yeah, see, my project manager knew what was going on there. But yeah, like 2 years. That's it. Done. It's fucking that. You are gonna continue to live unpaid into death because that fucking robot took your job and made its money back in 2 years.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, okay, here's the small example. The giant iPad you can order from at McDonald's now versus the $15 an hour employee. Like, I'm willing to bet that the giant iPad probably costs $20,000,
Mm-hmm.
and that is one employee for 1 year. And now the giant iPad has been around for 3 years, and they've saved probably 5 employees from that.
I saw a crazy boomery post about the giant iPad.
Oh yeah,
With some boomer being like, I couldn't ask for no onions, and fucking
what?
and some jackwagon like Gen Z used his phone to video him doing no onions on the phone. It was like, you fucking moron.
Yeah,
This is why you're obsolete, old person.
exactly.
Fucking get out of here.
I will always be grateful that I'm in the sweet spot of like technological advancement. Like
Yes.
I was here before it, and I'm here during it, and I kept up with it. And I'm not the best.
It happened in your formative years.
Yeah.
You had to kind of, you know what I mean? It was like sink or swim.
And you guys have witnessed my buffoonery. Like, I'm not the best at it, but if you teach me, I will know. And so, like, I will always be in that weird sweet spot of, like, I will never be the best at using technology, but I will never be absolutely confused by it.
It's very Field of Dreamsy of you. If you teach me, I will know.
Well, like we come also from like the troubleshooting era of computers. You know what I mean? Where we like had to Control Alt Delete and end tasks and fucking like, you know what I mean, to keep the computer moving smooth. Like we had to troubleshoot. Whereas like, but I mean, I assume boomers had to troubleshoot at some point in time, but I don't know that they did. Honestly, I think manufacturing had reached the pinnacle of its craft, and they were just being spoon fed fucking Salisbury steaks and like spams. You know what I mean? Like, and it was perfectly fine. Yeah.
But see, I feel like the boomer generation of like troubleshooting is like, well, there's got to be a lever. And
Yeah, there's a mechanical switch somewhere. Like, nothing could possibly be wireless. They're like, listen, man, it's got to go back somewhere. There's got to be wires.
There's got to be a knob.
Physical button.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Hold on.
Kids just open it up and look inside?
Type in CMD://. Like, is this some sort of sick voodoo thing you got going on? Command prompts. The fuck's this? Well, hey, speaking of underwater welding, we got 3 good comments from the Secret of Underwater Welding from YouTube. Jennifer Gatton writes, my brother did, and I don't get this, she says SAT welding, SAT, might be something different, in underwater welding. He had too many scares and ended up getting a mild case of the bends when something went wrong. Now he operates giant crawler cranes. So I'm assuming SAT welding or SAT welding, SAT diving. Fuck that up.
Yeah, sat diving, saturation diving.
Saturation diving, underwater welding, and I guess a case of the bends is like a case of the yips if you're in baseball or something like that.
Oh no, you will die.
No, when you're underwater, when you're deep underwater, nitrogen gets forced into your bloodstream because there's so much pressure, and you get the bends if you come up too quickly and don't you don't allow for that depressurization to allow the nitrogen.
Yeah.
So like when you're deep diving, you gotta come up slow so that nitrogen can like then pass through your bloodstream and get back out into your muscle system. If you come up too quick, you'll literally get the bends where like your body contorts, and it's bad for you. And if it gets into your brain, it can kill you.
I'm glad I just bend and contortion that comment out of fucking whack. So I apologize to Jen.
Well, if it's real bad, you can form bubbles in your body, like in your joints, and it can get into your spinal cord. You can die.
And a bubble in your brain, by the way.
Bad.
Make you a real knucklehead.
And air inside of your body, generally not great unless it's the lungs.
You got a case of the stupid brains.
Brains.
Nick Boone, 1235 writes, as a young folk, I don't care about money. I just want a tolerable, if possible, enjoyable job that keeps me fed. Appreciate it. And Rosie, 1964 writes, underwater welders 40 years ago used to lose 1 in 7 per year. Now the industry has evolved and is amazingly safe.
Yeah, she's just arguing that, safety protocols have enhanced, and it's not as dangerous, but it'll be a lot less dangerous when there's an autonomous robot down there doing it and not a fucking human. You'll lose 0 out of 0 people. No, but what was the comment right before that? I felt that was like...
As young folk, I don't care about money. I just want a tolerable, if possible, enjoyable job that keeps me fed.
That's the most profound comment we've received in quite some time. Like, I don't feel like that's like all that unachievable. Like, we've talked about it before ad nauseum. Like, there was a time where you could be a housewife and the husband could earn all the money for the house and own 2 cars and take vacations and all that jazz. And you really didn't. There was a time where I don't think people cared what they did because their paycheck was enough to sustain them. And it's sad that has to be a comment in the year 2024 because I wish for the same thing myself. I would just like to just go to work, earn the money, and just come home and be done and not think about it. And it's sad that there's people that work for corporations that treat them like shit and don't pay them enough, and that's their daily life. So I should have just skipped that because that's depressing.
Yeah. No, man, you're well within your rights to interject. I appreciate it. I do.
Just say you guys are lucky. You guys have jobs you enjoy.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna leave the last comment on a funnier note. B-Fence on TikTok. Drake, I think it's one word. CONRIDRAKE writes. So the best defense is a good B-Fence. B-Fence. B-Fence.
Could you imagine if we had Captain Defense dressed up as a bee? You know what I mean? For our commercials and shit.
God.
Speaking of commercials, and this is way inside baseball, as far as the Orioles are concerned, that fucking promo on Masson that plays back-to-back between fucking innings and shit, like upcoming games and stars, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 hands up. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna fucking shoot somebody in the face if I fucking hear that thing one more goddamn time. Just saying.
Just then don't watch the game up until first pitch.
It happens between every fucking inning, every commercial break. You guys don't watch enough baseball.
Outside.
You guys watch too much baseball in the stadium.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know that.
The rest of us peons have to listen to the fucking, and I guarantee it's some fucking local beat maker who they fucking chose to have their song, and God bless them. Not mad at the beat maker, but you can't hear the same fucking 5 bars back to back for 3 hours and not want to kill a man. I'm just saying. That's it.
Or kill a bear, if one comes across you. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. All right. I think we've had enough.
Yeah.
Middle class holes, everyone. Foxman, Alan, and Murr, thank you all. Tune in next week. We got Adam. Adam needs a few weeks. That's fine. We got a good bad movie review coming up. Murr, what do you got for us?
Oh, it's time to. Okay. I'm excited. Get on it while the getting on it's good. It's a Prime original. You can find it on Amazon. It's a very recent film. It is done. It stars John Cena, Zac Efron, Philip Seymour. Not Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's dead. Who's the William H. Macy? Sorry, it's the other initial guy. William H. Macy, Andrew Santino, the comedian, all in this movie. The film is about a group of friends who have created an imaginary friend that they can then use as an alibi in all situations in their life. But what happens when your family asks to meet the friend that doesn't exist? Ricky Stinecky is the movie, and you can find it right now on Amazon Prime.
Beautiful. Like I said, look at you, just selling it.
Yeah,
Selling it.
that was a great advertisement.
God damn,
Thank you.
I'm gonna go jerk off and watch that.
Yeah, but here's the reason I picked it. 48% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, making it officially rotten, but 94% audience score.
The critics don't know shit.
So that literally makes this a good, bad movie.
Ricky Stinecky. All right. We'll do it. All right. Memorial Day's coming up. We'll celebrate that some way. I don't know.
When's Memorial
What are you
Day?
looking at me like that for?
I didn't know it was Memorial Day coming up. When's Memorial Day?
Yeah, we got like 3 weeks.
Okay. Fuck you. I don't know the world or calendars, and then when you say shit like that, I'm like, what am I missing? It's fucking May.
I'm gonna just Alan. I'm just gonna start throwing up random holidays from her.
Thank you.
Arbor Day coming up.
Well, because
So,
I think
just
about it
saying.
as like I get paid holidays, like, and the government's good at paying holidays, so I'm like, oh shit, I got a free day coming. When's that? I'd like to know. And
Cher's birthday coming up. A big one. Doing half day here in Baltimore County.
East Baltimore County.
East Baltimore County. All right, kid. All right, kiddos. We'll see you next week.